If I say the following names, I think you will know what I'm going to speak on. Gordon, Johnson, Bush, Harvick, Martin, Kenseth, and of course Stewart. Some people think NASCAR is simply this: rednecks turning left for 500 miles, while other rednecks watch and drink cheap beer. NASCAR is simply the largest body of motorsports in the United States, and in 2007 signed an 8-year contract with 6 major television networks. According to Webster's Dictionary, the term sport as a noun is described as a physical activity engaged in for pleasure. People often say that drivers and pit crew members aren't athletes. I'm here to change your mind. According to NASCAR.com, NASCAR authorizes over 1,500 races at over 100 tracks in 38 states, including Mexico and Canada. The event is also broadcast in over 150 countries and holds 17 of the top 20 attended sporting events in the U.S. If those statistics alone don't change your mind about NASCAR, think about the drivers and the pit crew members have to go through each race. Mark Spoor, a columnist for www.nascar.com, wrote an article titled "NASCAR Remains a Sport for the Average Joe." Those opposed to calling NASCAR a sport would disagree. Apparently circling a track with 40 other cars approaching 200 miles per hour or more in some cases doesn't qualify as athletics. Imagine yourself a race car driver. You're dressed in a thick, fireproof suit, and a helmet is strapped to your head, and your 5 or 6 point harness is wrapped tightly around your rib cage and over your shoulders. Think about the intensity of excess heat, both inside and outside of the vehicle, knowing you will have to deal with it for up to 500 laps. If you still don't have at least a little respect for these drivers, tack on the idea of racing 200 miles per hour or faster in circles for 2.5 to 4 hours with very few, if any, restroom breaks, included in the list of uncomfortable madness. Though a driver doesn't need to be in peak physical condition as opposed to those who play football, basketball, soccer, baseball, or any other standard sport, he or she does need to be in shape. Drivers need to have a superlative sense of sight as well as faultless hand-eye coordination. NASCAR is a real sport because it takes effort, dedication, planning, and sponsors, to name a few. NASCAR drivers spend endless hours testing and turning their cars for optimum performance so that they can win and earn money to continue their struggle to the top of the points and one day win the championship. NASCAR isn't just a Saturday and Sunday pastime. It is something of loud engines, fast cars, and neck-to-neck traffic that arouses the NASCAR fan in all of us. So let's hit the topics quickly again so that we all have an understanding on how to define NASCAR as a sport. 1. NASCAR takes skills. You actually have to pay attention and know when to make moves. 2. NASCAR takes dedication. It takes lots of time to tune and optimize a car's performance, that also being that every track is different. It takes money. NASCAR is a huge investment for companies that pay to have their logos advertised on the NASCAR. If it wasn't a sport, then Old Spice wouldn't have spent millions of dollars to sponsor Tony Stewart. Of course, unless they knew they were going to make money and get their company airtime, which they did. NASCAR has 43 drivers. Every race that doesn't seem like much, but drivers are always moving through the NASCAR divisions to get to the next rank and show off their talents and skills. Then there is merchandising. Who, not among us, doesn't have at least one, maybe 2 t-shirts with Gordon Johnson and the Iron Hearts on it? Rather it be Dale Senior or Junior, I know I do, as you can see. I have pajama pants, socks, and many other things with the NASCAR logo. So to all the NASCAR haters that don't believe driving a car 150 plus miles per hour is a sport, it is. And no, NASCAR isn't an acronym for non-athletic sports centered around rednecks. Thank you.